It's fascinating because it's a key. You never have a second chance to make the first impression. So, of course, the value that we place on personal relationships in each country is completely different. Some countries, they only will value the price or the product that you are giving. In other countries, they will value the relationship. Like, for instance, in Africa. In Africa, it's really important for you to have a good relationship with the client instead of having the best product or having the best technological tools, for example.
Welcome to the Leader's Edge podcast series, Falling Into It. This series shares stories and profiles from young talent within the insurance industry. I'm Zach Ewell, content producer here at Leader's Edge. In this episode of Falling Into It, we chat with Lívia Albuquerque Bisoni, Head of International and Institutional Relations at MDS Group, an international insurance risk consulting company. The 33-year-old shares her story of moving from her home country of Brazil to Portugal, how she pivoted from working in the fashion industry to the insurance industry, and how culture and international relations play into her role. I caught up with Lívia at this year's Insurance Leadership Forum right after her team's big win at Global Broker Smackdown. Lívia, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Zach. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. So, as I understand it, you are from Brazil, but live in Portugal. One large ocean separates those two countries with close historical ties.
That's true.
Tell me about your journey moving from Brazil to Portugal.
Well, it was not expected. I had the opportunity to live in Europe and Asia since I was very young.
Really? Wow.
From my 15 until my 22, and now I'm 33.
Okay.
So after that, I went to Brazil to do my university and to São Paulo. And that's the reason I stayed in São Paulo for almost 10 years.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not from São Paulo. I'm originally from Minas Gerais, which is like another state in Brazil.
Sure.
And then living in São Paulo, it's a big city, it's like a lot of things to do, but a lot of traffic and other bad things comes together with it. And in my last year, I passed through some bad experiences. Like for instance, I was robbed a few times.
Oh wow, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, and that was actually, I wanted to return to Europe, so it was the moment that I decided, okay, now's the time.
Yeah.
And I had a job opportunity in the company that I was working for to go to Portugal for open role there.
Sure.
And that was it, mainly, but it was on the fashion industry, the industry I used to work before.
Huh.
And then everything happened after this, but I'd never imagined that Portugal would be such a good place to live and to work.
Sure.
And so similar to Brazil in a lot of ways, especially, of course, for the language.
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm sorry about that. That's terrible.
It's common in São Paulo, unfortunately.
São Paulo.
Yeah.
As I understand it also, you just mentioned it, you used to work in fashion.
Yeah.
How did you make the jump then from fashion to the industry of risk?
That's a funny thing to tell.
Yeah.
Well, that was also another gift from Portugal, actually, because when I moved from São Paulo to Portugal, as you can imagine, Brazil is a huge country, so fashion industry is really a thing there. I was traveling a lot also to other regions because of the fashion industry.
Sure.
But Portugal is not so known for its fashion industry, so I was kind of... it was too little for me working in the same industry, and I wanted to make the change for like 3 years before that already, to move to another industry. I used to work in the fashion industry since I was 15 years old. Mm-hmm. So it was like an easy way to go with my career. So I wanted to pursue another thing, especially in this industry, more like a corporate side.
Sure.
And I had a friend that used to work for MDS, and she introduced me to the company not only because of the industry, so the insurance market, but also because of the company. Like MDS is a really good company to work for.
Sure.
And in Portugal, it's Portugal based, and that was the reason to move, because of the company, not only because of the industry.
That's very interesting. What advice then would you have for people that are, because fashion and insurance are totally different essentially.
Totally, yeah.
But what advice would you have then for people that are maybe thinking about pivoting from where they are working, whatever industry they're working, into insurance?
The thing is that it's never too late. That's one thing. So I did this move when I was 29.
Okay.
So I've been working in the insurance industry for 3 years and a half. And actually, that's the thing. It's never too late. And if you want to do something, and if you want to pursue for something, You just have to show it and run away from it, and that will work. And of course, working for the right company, right people, have a good team on your side.
Sure.
But that was my experience. I think it's never too late, and I'm not afraid to do it again. But I'm enjoying a lot. And of course, the way I did the transition was really good, because the first tender RFP that I had in MDS, working in the international side, was with a huge fashion company,
oh, wow.
so international, that I used to work when I was working in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
So it had a lot of similarities that helped me go into the market in a different way. It's very dynamic, especially having an international role. So it can be boring. So your life, if you are looking for something not to be boring, it's just like sometimes challenge yourself to do something new.
Sure.
Despite even being the same industry, you can do something new in the same industry, of course.
Sure. It's never too late, like you said.
It's never too late.
So your role as head of international and institutional relations sounds like an exciting one. Can you explain what that role entails? Do you travel much? I'm assuming you travel because you're here in at the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs right now. And you're
having an international role is really interesting and also exciting, because if you want to know new people, if you want to have new relationships and to foster relationships, this is like a main role of what I do in MDS. So I'm responsible for all outbound and inbound business. I have to foster all our international partners, not only brokers, but international insurance companies, associations, and also international chambers of commerce, for example.
Wow.
So, and of course, having a good relationship with our international clients, since I have to manage them and coordinate the management in all the countries, especially in the group, and also through our brokers network, which is called Brokers Link. Uh-huh. So we are present in more than 133 countries.
Wow.
And that's a big challenge, because some of the clients, they are present in more than 20, 30 countries. And it's important to be close to them. It's important also to be close to our partners to guarantee the service for our clients. And in the end, also to make the brand MDS aware for all the countries. And of course, to win more clients.
Sure.
Foster relationships.
How many countries did you say again?
Brokers Link, through Brokers Link, which is a network founded by MDS. We are present in 133 countries.
133.
Yeah,
Wow.
and MDS Group, just as a brand MDS, we are present in Brazil, Portugal, Mozambique, Angola, Chile, Chypre, and we'll be very soon in Spain as well by the end of this year.
Okay. Interesting. So that's a great tee off to my next question. This question is a little wonky. Essentially, there's a strategy analysis called CAGE, the CAGE framework. It's a popular business analysis that companies use when entering into or participating in a foreign market, foreign to themselves. This analysis specifically expresses that the countries that share past colonial ties often are great places to operate in when it comes to business. As I understand it, MDS is based in Portugal. That's correct?
Yeah, the headquarters.
But also operates in Angola, Brazil, and Mozambique, as you previously stated. These countries share the history and influence of the old Portuguese Empire. Yeah. Do you find any similarities in between businesses done in these countries? Does the language or culture of Portuguese play into this at all?
Yeah, it's really good to hear that people are actually being more understandable about framework like CAGE.
Yeah.
So it's important for all international business.
Sure.
But of course, in terms of language, it helps a lot. We have a different accents and things like that, like British English and American English. Yeah. But in the end, the language helps us to connect with people.
Sure.
And that's one of course, of the keys. But it's very common for you to see MDS is a Portuguese company. It was founded in Portugal and became international after Portugal, which is a small country. But a lot of Portuguese companies had the same feeling. Okay, I will be going to Brazil because it will be easy. It's the same language. Yeah. But it's not. Actually, it's really hard for a Portuguese company, European company, to go to Latin America, for example. Huh. We have the taxation burden. It's different in every state, like here in America. So in Europe, it's more easy. And if you're not prepared with these type of things, you're going to fall down the first year. So it's something that we like to do before, not only as being MDS, of course, but also do this for our clients. So using Cage to make our clients an international company and showing them the strategies and what do they have to be worried about when they pretend to expand the operations through all the countries. And we do have a lot of Portuguese companies as well that goes to Africa, to Brazil, and other countries that has other types of similarities. But we tend to look into the mandatory regulations and all the types of things that they should be aware, and also, of course, the workforce. So in terms of human resources, also very different in Brazil when you compare to Portugal, because the laws are different as well.
Yeah.
So we have more like a young workforce in Brazil, and in Portugal is the opposite of the pyramid. So it's more people from 30, 40 starting to work like on the workforce, and in Brazil it's the opposite. So we have to provide more trainings, so it's different in each country, but of course the language helps a lot, and it was our main strategy of the group on the beginning, but now we are expanding as well to not only Portuguese speaking countries but also Latin countries such as Spain, Chile, and we also have Chypre, but we are pretending to expand to Latin America, other countries in Latin America as well.
So are there any cultural differences that you have noticed when it comes to how people who work in insurance discuss or perceive risk around the world?
Oh, yes. For instance, the risk tolerance in each country is completely different. So we have to be aware of it. Like, for instance, Brazil and Portugal, the Portuguese companies, they tend to look for the mandatory insurances since it's not such a big country, so the risks are not so huge. The property risks are not so huge. In Brazil, they have more. It's not regarding mandatory insurances, but it's regarding risk awareness, since they can have a huge loss. So it will impact on the future of the business. And also, like the approach to preventive measures is also different in each country. The culture, so how you connect in terms of language, how you should speak with someone that is in a different role as you. So we have to be aware of this as well, especially in meetings, how you should approach someone on the other side. And this is fascinating because it's a key. Like you never have a second chance to make the first impression. So if you study the country that you are speaking to, it will help you also doing more business together. And of course, we have to be empathic. We have to respect each other's culture. The understanding of insurance products is completely different from one country to another. Also because of the litigants, like in America, for example, you have a lot of litigants. In Europe, it's not as that yet, but of course it's changing. So we have the financial lines like D&O. In order to show the key role of this insurance to the owners of the company, we have to show some points that they will suffer. Okay, now I want to do. But in America, it's really easy for you to sell this type of insurance. And for instance, Brazil and Portugal is not so much. And of course, the value that we place on personal relationships in each country is completely different. Some countries, they only will value the price or the product that you are giving. In other countries, they will value the relationship. Like, for instance, in Africa. In Africa, it's really important for you to have a good relationship with the client instead of having the best product or having the best technological tools, for example. So, it is very important. That's one of the reasons also that's important for us to travel and to see new cultures, because it will help us understand this type of differences.
My last question is, we're now at the last quarter of this year. Are there any risk trends or, topics you are keeping in the back of your head as we head into 2025?
Yes, definitely. In Europe, we have the cybersecurity and data privacy coming through, especially because of new regulations, AI. So it was, like I said before, it was more hard to sell one insurance like a cyber insurance before. Now it will be easier because the companies also will be more concerned about what they can raise to a cybersecurity breach. Also, the climate and environmental risks. We are having a lot of severe weather accidents, weather events, floods, wildfires. Not only in America, in Portugal a lot, in Brazil, huge. So the companies are really concerned with that. and also because of the supply chain vulnerabilities. So this will be some trend, and also will be really hard because we are seeing some insurance the insurance companies, they are not so open to place the risks as they were before. So it's tightening, and also, of course, the employee health and well-being. The companies are also concerned about their workforce. Health insurance wasn't a topic because not for all the companies, especially heavy industries, and now it's more like a social concern that they tend to have. Not only in the tech industry, for example, but all the industries we are seeing this type of things arising.
Okay, you spoke so much about so many issues, and I couldn't help them. Like, that's what we worry about also in America. So, when it comes to around the world, it seems like a lot of shared, very similar risks.
That's true. The borders are not existing anymore. So when we talk about climate risks, it's everywhere, and geopolitical risks. So that's one of the things as well. That's the international is very important for all the companies to look to other geographies, because we don't have any border in terms of risks anymore.
Absolutely. Well, Lívia, this has been a fantastic conversation. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Zach. It was awesome.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Falling Into It. For more episodes of this series, go to leadersedge.com or subscribe wherever you find podcasts.